Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's cracking? What's good? What's popping? What it do? All that. It's Monday. It's March 9th, and it is, let's see here, 4:27 in the a.m. Man, I just saw a video that made me say, what? The what? I'm still trying to wrap my mind around what the hell, excuse me, this individual, what? Just what? Mask presenting lesbian posed the question, what would you advise is the best way to remain friends with my ex? I'm letting that just, yeah. What is the purpose of remaining friends with your ex? I'm not saying you have to burn bridges and just, I want to say, denigrate the person, talk down on them, every chance you get. I'm not saying you got to do all that. But they're an ex for a reason. Not saying you can't be cordial when you do happen to meet up, because most of us are creatures of comfort and familiarity, so we return to the same spaces that we find comfort and familiarity with, right? I'm just wondering, what is the purpose of staying connected to a past romantic interest unless you're, I want to say, nursing the idea of reconnection? And you have to be honest with yourself. Why is this necessary? Because I guarantee you, if you get into anything else and you're remaining friends with this person, there's going to be some level of contention and tension with the new person. Now, I've been blessed, I want to say, with discernment and age and wisdom and some hard-pressed learning experiences to know this is not a good look. I can say with every fiber of my being, and stand flat-footed on this, every single person that I connected with or that I was in relationship with on some levels was disloyal. Every single person. Even the partner that I had for 14 years got involved with the partner of a friend. And I was pissed because I introduced him. I was pissed because I saw something that wasn't cool from the gate, and I spoke on it. And it was dismissed. And I'm going to say, all these years later, in looking at the different dynamics in relationships, every last person that I spoke to about what I saw, in other words, every last person that cheated or strayed in a relationship, There's such thing as emotional infidelity, so folks need to educate themselves on that. But every last person I addressed, had that, look me in my eye. What makes you think, oh, you're crazy? They had gaslighting down to a fine science. And I can tell you, this last person that I was interested in found out they had no desire to even connect with me, although they played the part very well. Dogged me out during the time my mother was dying, and looked me dead in my face during that time, lying to me. But they were also presenting this, I don't like to lie, I don't want to be dishonest. You had it down to a science where you could separate lies in everyday life from lies to people who truly care about you. But in your storytelling and in your presentation, the lies to the people who cared about you were somehow acceptable because their caring about you in some way, shape, or form irritated you. Yeah, that messed me up. And I want to say, I haven't really shown interest in anybody since then. Yeah, I can acknowledge your cuteness. I can acknowledge your fun spirit. But you don't have to tell me that stove is hot, because I'm not touching it. You have to think about what you put out and how you put it out. And I could feel my lip curl in a sneer as I was talking about that, so I had to check my face, fix my face. I mean, what is so hard about honesty in a relationship? It's like, I hear all the time, I didn't want to hurt your feelings, or I didn't want to hurt their feelings. It depends on, the situation or who's being talked to. And it's like, so you don't want to hurt the individual's feelings, but you don't think the big hurt is coming? And sisters, please, can we stop with the we need to talk? Because you let things build to a point where now we need to talk, as opposed to, hey, the other day when you said such and such, I had to kind of check myself. I had to remove myself because I felt a little something, and have that kind of conversation as opposed to letting it build up and then lowering the boom. Here comes the boom. Learning to communicate is a beautiful thing. It's an important thing. If you expect any kind of longevity in a relationship.